Hey guys, before we begin the third episode of the Music is Win podcast, I want to thank the sponsor of the show, Audio Blocks. Longtime friends of mine. They really are my longtime friends. I've been hanging out with them. We go to movies together. That's pretty much, what else do you do with friends?
Is Audio Blocks a person?
I like to think of them as my best person. Anyways, they have over 100,000 studio quality sound clips, loops, effects, and more. A lot of which I'm actually using in this podcast and I use in my YouTube videos. So head over to audioblocks.com/musiciswin. That's Audioblocks. AUDIOBLOCKS.com/musiciswin to sign up for a free 7-day trial and get all the stock audio you can imagine. And now...
Audio? Hey,
not to be confused with audio.
Of Germany.
Audio? Oh, we'll talk about that. Well, let's start the show then. Yes.
Oh, I almost spit out my drink.
I see we have a couple of beers here. Where did these come from?
Your idea. I wanted a mimosa. And you're like, it's too early for mimosas. And then you're like, go get me a beer.
Well, I like to have a beer before football.
Before noon on Sunday?
Well, it's football season, and I haven't watched football for, 3 weeks because we've been away. So what better time to kick things off, pun intended, with a nice cold beverage. Cheers.
Cheers. I don't want to swallow into the mic.
Yeah, so we're back in the USA. We'll talk a little bit about the differences that we found between the United States and the continent of Europe.
And I've been to Europe before, but I hadn't realized how long it's been since I've been over there. So it was kind of a culture shock.
Is that what a culture shock is?
Yeah.
I've always wondered what that term meant, but I think we've experienced it now finally.
We did experience it.
So we'll discuss that later, I think.
Okay.
As far as this podcast is concerned, we're still kind of trying to figure out the flow and the different segments, but I think we're getting a little better, don't you?
I think we have a good flow. I hate the word flow. It's so weird.
Excuse me, flow? Well, let's go ahead and do one of these things that I tried to do last podcast, which is face mail. And basically all you have to do is go to Twitter and tweet at musiciswin with the hashtag MIWFacemail. It's a video message that I'm looking for. And it can be anything you want to. And then I'll play it on this podcast and respond to whatever it contains.
And don't be shy, We want to see your faces.
We got a face mail here from Jake at Jazz Parks Freerun. And he says, love your channel. And here's what Jake had to say.
Tyler, love the YouTube channel. I was just wondering if you were going to ever collab with StevieT.
Am I ever going to collab with StevieT? Jake is wondering.
What's the answer to that, Tyler?
Well, first of all, thanks for sending in hashtag MIWFacemail, Jake. I encourage more of you to do the same. To respond to this, I would have to say I'm down. Do you know StevieT?
That's what I was about to ask. I've definitely heard of StevieT, but I can't...
You can't place him?
I can't picture his face.
Well...
Who is he? Tell me. I know him.
I mean, I don't literally know who he is.
Well, yeah.
He could be anybody in person, but his YouTube presence seems to be a kind of goofball who's a great guitar player.
So you?
No, I said great guitar player.
Oh.
I think that I don't know if he has any kind of consistency with his videos. I don't know if they come out on some sort of schedule, but all the stuff that I've seen of his has been very funny and entertaining.
How old is he?
It's funny you should say that because after I got this question from Jake, I checked out his most recent stuff, StevieT's, and there was a video he uploaded called "Being 30 Sucks" or something like that. So I guess he's 30.
Okay, so about your age.
I am 28, so I am just a spry young lad compared to him. But yeah, I would totally be down. I'm kind of...
What would you do with him if you did collaborate?
Well, that's the tough thing, being in, a different geographical location.
Oh, where did you say where he's from?
I don't know where he's from.
Oh. So he could live in Asheville?
I don't think he lives in Asheville. He probably lives
not.
in some place that's far away from me. But I think the first idea I would have, Steve, if you're watching this, I have an idea that's called the Guitar Genie, and I've been waiting for somebody to take me up on this video idea because it requires somebody of great acting ability. And
Can you tell us more about this idea?
Well, use your imagination.
Okay.
The title is called the Guitar Genie.
Okay, so a genie appears out of a guitar?
Oh, you're on to me.
Good.
So, yeah, I think it's a really funny idea. I already have a script written out for it.
Ooh, 3 wishes?
Now, you have you read the script?
No, I haven't.
Oh. Well, yeah, you're really nailing it down there. So, Steve, if you want to do a collab with me, I have a great idea for us. I think it would be funny. And we'll just leave it at that, I suppose.
Thanks, Jake.
Thanks for the face mail, Jake. MIW face mail. That's the hashtag. Tweet me at musiciswin, and your face could be on this podcast, which I don't think I mentioned. I need to get better at this. You can download the Music is Win podcast on iTunes, so subscribe on iTunes if you just want to listen to it, or we're also here on YouTube, and you can listen on SoundCloud if you want to. Lots of ways to find
everywhere.
us. Everywhere in your face. So with that, let's move along.
Random fact.
It's the random fact of the day.
Ooh, do you hear Tyler's voice? You all don't know, but he is a really good singer. He's very modest. See, there he goes. He's going to say he's not good and he needs to practice. He has a really good voice. And
you call that be a good voice because I can go random fact.
No, but you really do, and nobody knows because you never sing. But let me tell you.
What are you going to tell me?
Tyler won my heart by writing me a song and singing it on a CD track.
A CD track. Well, that is a random fact also.
I know, that is a random fact. There you go, people.
Yeah, I wrote Bethany a song for Christmas. It was on Christmas.
6 years ago. Oh, my God.
Holy cow. 6 years ago I did that? Oh, my God.
I know. Where's another one? You're about due.
Yeah. I can never outdo that one. I don't
know.
think.
Maybe we should play that one day.
Maybe. If we get enough comments asking to hear that song, maybe
Please, guys.
we'll put
it's
it up.
The best song. So sweet.
So the random fact of the day, the official random fact, is this. Before composing, Beethoven dipped his head in cold water.
How do we know that's true?
The internet said it.
Oh. That's my joke.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why anyone would make that up.
So before composing, which means just writing.
Yeah, writing his music, he would dip his head into cold water, which it kind of makes sense because I've read and heard that taking a very cold shower in the morning is like a way to jumpstart your body.
And it's good for your hair.
What happens to your hair?
Cold water is good for your hair.
So
It makes it shinier.
Shinier.
I'm just
you know
giving
what
you
also
all
makes
kinds of random facts today.
You know what also makes your hair shinier? Not washing it.
Ew.
Not that I would ever do that.
That's disgusting. Okay, anyways, so
I need
it wakes you up, it makes your hair look better, and it makes you a better composer.
It makes you Beethoven. So I need to try this. So I guess, is it your full head, like submerge your face and everything, or just like the top, like where your brain is?
And how do you do that? Like bathtub or bucket.
Maybe
What's
he had
the
a fish.
logistics
Maybe he
of
had a
that?
fish aquarium.
Oh,
And
ew! But
it-
then the fish would be in there.
Well, maybe that's part of it. Isn't fish oil good for you?
Okay, I don't know.
So next time you want to write some music or be generally awesome, you should dip your head in cold water before you do whatever it is you're gonna do.
Yeah, try it out. Have you tried it since you read this?
I haven't had the chance, but I'm gonna report on this and get back to you guys next
Let's
week.
film it,
Yeah, maybe
and
we
then
should.
how will you know?
I
if
don't know how
you're-
to judge.
I know.
Am I gonna? Maybe I should try and write some music before, and then it's gonna be crappy, and then dip my head in water, and all of a sudden it's amazing.
It's like a science experiment.
Could be a good idea
We
for a
need
video.
a
How
control
to become.
and what's your hypothesis?
My hypothesis is if I dip my head in cold water, I write better music.
I'm killing you in the beer department here, I feel.
Well, I don't know
Well,
if that's
why-
something to brag about, Bethany.
Why aren't you drinking your beer?
Because somebody's got to talk. We can't leave the people in silence. You see? You see how
Oh, 1
everything
second of
changes?
silence is going to kill everyone.
It's called dead air. Get with the terminology.
Okay, sorry. I think they'll forgive you.
See, it's not. I don't like it. No, there must be constant noise.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to some news. So on this podcast, we like to keep things light, but I did want to talk about something that's really important in the guitar community, and it's about Buckethead. You know who Buckethead is?
Is this the sad news?
It's not sad.
Oh.
I mean, it's nothing. I mean, it's not necessarily happy, but the news is Buckethead, who's a really awesome guitar player. He said on a podcast called Coming Alive, he said, really recently I have a heart problem where my heart beats out of rhythm, and it's been doing this for a long time, and he doesn't know what's going on. He got some news that he could be on the verge of having a stroke. So he goes on to say, they suggested I had a thing called an ablation. And what I looked this up, it's basically a procedure to destroy scar tissue in the heart that's allowing incorrect electrical signals, which causes that abnormal heart rhythm. So long story short, Buckethead's heart isn't doing very well. He's trying to get it under control with medication and stuff, but moving around and stuff is hard for him, which is crazy because he's a stage performer.
That is sad news.
Yeah, but he's got it under control now. He said that he's on medication, and he's just trying to basically take advantage of life and do things that he had been putting off and things. And he said it is kind of a good thing in that respect. And this is particularly interesting for me because another random fact, I had open heart surgery when I was 18, and I'm going to have surgery again, not open heart, but I had my pulmonary valve replaced with a bovine artery.
Didn't you have surgery when you were a baby too?
Yes, but that was non-invasive. That was catheterization.
So only one where they cut your heart.
They didn't cut my heart, but
cut your heart. I mean, cut your
they
chest.
opened me up like a zombie, sort of. And anyways.
And he has a really sick scar.
Sick as in good, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's sick.
I like it.
It's an organic tattoo, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was when I saw this story, like a guitar player with a heart problem. I was like, hey, I'm a guitar player with a heart problem. I'm going to be fine, of course. I'm a magnificent physical specimen of the human race now.
Oh, so
And
humble too.
I'm part cow, so I have this.
Cows are so lovable.
Cows are like giant dogs.
Except we eat them. Oh,
yeah.
that's so sad.
I kind of betray my cow brethren.
I know. You're eating. You're
I
like
don't
a
know
cannibal.
I don't know how to a cannibal. I don't know how I feel about it now, but anyways, get well soon, Buckethead. We're all thinking about you, and I hope you keep making amazing music. I think he will persevere and destroy this ailment. Mm-hmm. So let's move on to another section that I like to call Can You Comment?
Can you comment?
Can you comment? You suck. Can you comment? What kind of strings you using? Can you comment? Bethany's the best. Can you comment?
Well, that was a weird comment.
I love that.
You like that one?
What is that called? Drop. I love
That's
that
called
drop.
a drop. Yep. Fail World says, at the 1 second mark, the face you make when your mom steals your pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls. Do you remember those?
How could I forget?
Oh my gosh. What we have this argument: pizza rolls or bagel bites. I think.
Wait, you like bagel bites?
I like bagel bites better.
Pizza rolls are the best.
Pizza rolls are awesome. Don't get me wrong, but
I'm getting you wrong. Pizza rolls are
get
better.
me right.
No, pizza rolls are better than bagel bites.
No.
Comment.
Yeah.
Pizza rolls
Okay,
or bagel
yeah,
bites.
Comment. Seriously. Taste a pizza roll. It's awesome. But then you have to compare side by side. The bagel bites are just better in every sense. Just like Cheez-Its are better than Cheez Nips.
No, cheese nips are better. Okay, this is a controversial thing to say. Cheese nips are better than Cheez-Its.
No way. You are crazy.
I know a lot of people won't agree with me on that, but
You're insane. Anyways, so
that was a comment on my overplayed guitar store songs video, and for those of you listening to the podcast, it's the first face that I make in that video, but I'll throw it up on the screen right here for those of you watching. Blam! This is the face you make when
you're making a stank face.
it's called a mean mug, Bethany.
Oh.
I would expect you to know that by now. So this is the face you make when your mom steals your pizza rolls, and
Do moms do that though?
yeah, I don't know.
They give you the pizza
What kind of
rolls.
mom steals your pizza rolls?
That's a bad
That's
mom.
what I want to know.
My
Fail
mom
world.
always made them for me.
Well, that begs the question. You do make your pizza rolls in the oven, right? You don't microwave them.
I haven't made pizza rolls in a while, but I'm
Well,
gonna
I'm
say
just
I
saying,
would.
You're an absolute
them.
savage if you microwave. That's just a
Wait, didn't we
horrible
make a
mistake.
video on this?
yeah. Well, it was in a video.
What video did we make?
That was Girls Love Guitar Players.
Oh, go look that one up. What do you microwave?
I microwaved the pizza rolls.
The pizza rolls.
Which is a horrible thing to do.
Oh my God, that was at the very beginning.
That was a video that,
Of
a lot
Music
of
is
people
When.
have seen it now, I think, but
Yeah.
that was still one of the very,
We were living
very
in our
early.
apartment, and how many followers do you think you had then?
Not a lot. I don't know.
That was the very beginning when you were like, I don't know what I'm doing with this channel. And then everybody liked that.
Mm-hmm.
When you microwaved the pizza, or what were they?
Pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls.
Yep. The thing we've been talking about. Okay, here's another comment here from Nitswa, and it's on my Habits of Kirk Hammett video. And Nitswa has something to tell me. He says, just letting you know, Kirk tapped the solo to 1 using the edge of his pick. That's why it sounds that way. And of course, in this video, I demonstrate how Kirk Hammett taps with his middle finger. But apparently I'm wrong. So I decided to do a little
You're
bit
wrong? No way.
I tried to do a little bit of investigative research, and I
did you
found a
find?
couple things here, Nitswa. So
Uh-oh, he sounds like
the
he's
edge of
getting
his
a little
pick. Okay,
feisty.
let's take an example here of one of Kirk's live performances of the solo to 1. That looks like he's using his finger there, doesn't it, Bethany?
I would have to say yes. It does.
Maybe it was just that one. Here, let's check another performance. What was he? Was that a edge of a pick or what was that?
That pick looked like a finger.
Maybe one more. I don't.
You're feeling a little sassy today, aren't you, Tyler?
I just I want to explain. I think I mentioned this in the last podcast. The one thing that really grinds my gears is when people say things that are just wrong, but they say them with such authority, like, "Hey, just letting you know, idiot, this is how he really did it." And so
That
I
is
decided
annoying.
to make an example of you, Nitswa. Do some research before you go spouting your comments.
That is annoying. That happens to you a lot.
Because I don't care if somebody says I'm an idiot, like, because I think I'm funny and I'm not. That's fine. But come on, man. I put a lot of thought into these videos when I'm teaching.
Just make sure, double check, because good criticism is good.
I love getting criticism that's constructive. Mm-hmm. So in your face, Nitzwa.
But Nitzwa, you're just a liar.
You're spreading lies. Now let's take a quick break to talk about Audio Blocks, because they are the sponsor of this show and they are an amazing company. You know, for backing tracks and stuff like that, I always use their samples and loops and things like that. So you can actually get unlimited downloads of things like that, loops, samples, sound effects of over 100,000 clips, and you can get a free 7-day subscription to Audio Blocks. All the links are in the show notes for that. It's royalty free, so no copyright claims or anything like that if you're using it for YouTube purposes, and new clips are added regularly. So there's always something fresh to download, and like I said, free 7-day trial of Audio Blocks. You can try it out and explore their massive audio library. So
I would love to hear some, like, can we do a...
Yeah, I want to figure out how to make this, ad segment more entertaining for you guys. So
yeah, I would love to hear a variety.
I'm going to do that.
Like 10 clips.
In future podcasts, I'm going to do make this more of an interactive thing.
Because I can only imagine.
Still
all
trying
of the
to
sounds.
improve. Yeah. So anyways, head over to audioblocks.com/musiciswin. That's Audioblocks, AUDIOBLOCKS.com/musiciswin to sign up for a free 7-day trial and get all the stock audio you can imagine. All right, Bethany, now it's time for something that I'd like to try every week, and that is where we read an iTunes review from you guys. So if you want to send us a 5-star review, you can do that on iTunes.
And I looked on there today, and we don't have a lot of reviews. I mean, we do have...
We have good rating, lots of ratings, but not as many reviews, actual text.
Your followers are so sweet and nice. I've been reading the comments on YouTube and the reviews.
Yeah.
And even though the comments on YouTube there are more of them. So if those people could just go give a 5-star review, then we'd be good.
Yeah. And if you subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, you can do that. And
how do you... this is embarrassing, but whenever I listen to podcasts, they're always like, go give a 5-star review. And how exactly do you do that?
Well, you can do it in the podcast app.
But I know, but what do you click? What? This is good to know.
No, I mean, I don't even know.
Exactly. No, people say to go do that, and I'm like, well, how? Because I'm not a technology person.
In the podcast app.
Yeah, what do you click on?
You click on the podcast.
Like the episode or just the podcast in general?
Oh, here we go. Tap to rate. It's right here.
Oh, okay. Can I see it?
I'm in the Music is Win podcast here, and I just scroll down, and right here.
Scroll down, and then
5 stars.
Oh, that's easy.
And you can write a review. It says write a review right there.
Perfect. So can you just do 5 stars, or do you have to write something?
You don't have to write something, but if you guys want to write something, I will possibly read it, like I'm gonna do right now.
Okay.
Reviews.
That is so sweet.
Oh, wow. That's so nice of you.
Wow. 5 stars for me?
I feel so good about myself now. So here we go. We got the first review comes in from Lori Hunter, and she says, "This is definitely one of the better music podcasts I've watched in a while. And there's only 2 episodes so far. This show has great potential to easily be the biggest musical podcast. Keep up the great work, Tyler and Bethany. P.S. You should change the Music is Win logo you have had on this one for a while. It's kind of generic."
So good.
I agree with you, Lori. I want to...
You're going to change the logo?
No. Not the Music is Win logo, but the podcast picture.
Oh,
it's
okay.
just the Music is
the
Win logo. I want to have us on it.
Oh, my.
Like, hi. How some of the podcasts have that.
Yeah. That's so nice. The potential to be the biggest musical podcast.
Right.
That's really nice.
Thanks, Lori. You are just a magnificent person. And I since this is the first time we're doing this, I'm going to read another one. Super Swimmer 838 says, "This podcast has provided my Mondays with joy. I think it's safe to say that everybody who watches this podcast enjoys it. Whether you play guitar or not, this podcast is for you. I'm a huge fan. And if you could feature this review on your podcast, it would mean so much." Well, you are in luck because I just did. And it's almost like you were paid to say that
I know.
because it was an exact description of the type of audience.
Tyler, how much money did you give him?
$8.
$8?
€8.
Oh, €8.
Anyways, thank you, Super Swimmer 838 and Lori Hunter and the others who have
Provided
submitted
his Mondays with joy. Oh my gosh.
him or her. We don't know.
Oh,
But
true.
anyways,
Did I say him?
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
said his.
So sexist.
You are just intolerant.
And that makes me proud that you said or her, Tyler. Oh
Well,
my
you know,
God. You're such a feminist.
I am a feminist.
Oh.
I think that if you would like to submit a nice 5-star review for us, that would be just lovely. It helps us, get to the top of the chart.
Isn't it so nice to read comments like that?
Yes, it is.
They're just really supportive.
They're just a bunch of great human beings.
Let's keep talking about this for an hour.
You guys, we really like you.
Love you. Thanks.
All right, now that we're done giving you a nice back rub there, I'd like to talk to you, Bethany, about our experience in Europe and the differences we found. As we've said, this isn't necessarily an only guitar-centric podcast. We like to,
So you're not going to talk about GitCon?
You guys get a sense of what GitCon was at this point. You've
On
been
your
overloaded
YouTube?
with it,
Oh,
and I feel like people are done.
But you had a blast anyway.
Yeah, it was amazing. I'll just say that GitCon, it's already been confirmed for next year. It was a massive success, and it's all thanks to you guys for watching and sharing and supporting. And I can't wait to go back.
And we met some amazing musicians.
Yeah, great friends.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
With that in mind, we also went on a little trip to other places after GitCon was over. And GitCon was in Marknenkirchen.
No. Oh, is that how you say it?
That's how the Germans say it.
Oh,
And,
say that again. That was good.
Marknenkirchen. Marknenkirchen.
Oh my God, good job.
I was there for a week. I know how to do it because I was asking the men and women over there.
Oh my gosh.
So let's talk about a few things that we found interesting, shocking culturally, if you will.
And is this just in Germany or all over?
All over.
Yeah.
But we'll talk differences first, and then we'll do some highlights. So
Okay.
the first difference was the plugs, like the outlets. Mm-hmm. I brought different plugs, and none of them worked. So that was a disaster because I needed to charge my computer and phone and all this stuff. So we actually got one from the hotel that I forgot to give back. So
oh my God.
sorry about
Tyler's
that.
admitting to.
Yeah, I didn't steal it on purpose, but it just happened to end up in my backpack.
And thank God, because I had to,
yeah,
curl my hair and stuff.
yeah, curl your hair with the outlet that didn't work. That wouldn't curl your hair, would it?
Nope.
Okay, so the plugs were different. Not a big deal, but interesting either way.
Mm-hmm. Our hotel came to the rescue on that one.
Another thing that was quite disturbing.
Yeah, you guys need to explain this to us because we did not
Please, if
understand
you
this.
are German, or I think it was
was
most
all
apparent
over.
in Germany, but that was
in
just 'cause-
Paris too.
yeah, the water situation.
Yeah, what's up with the water? Like, do you guys drink water?
First of all, sparkling water is apparently the water version of choice as opposed to
people
flat
are so
water.
fancy. It
But
makes you. It does make you feel fancy.
Tastes terrible.
It doesn't
It's
taste
not
that great.
quenching your thirst, and on top of that, the water glass size is a thimble.
It was like a baby glass.
Like I would get a glass of water and I'd be like, "Glop," and
Mm-hmm.
then I'd be like, "All right, where's the next one?" And it was just highly, highly disturbing for
We
me
never had
because
enough water to drink. We were always asking for huge things of water, and we drank it in like 5 seconds, and then
you had to pay for water. Is
and
there
you had
like
to
a
pay, yeah.
shortage of water?
I don't know. Yeah, we
Because
we don't have to pay.
we should give context in case you haven't been to the United
Mm-hmm.
States. Water is, at your meals. We're talking about meals.
Yeah, you automatically get.
The
They don't
waitress
even ask you.
usually just brings a round of waters, and they're like in a pint glass or bigger. So being used to that type of thing, and then not,
And then having to pay.
and then
for
getting
it.
a tiny little glass of sparkling water.
Yeah.
Was I think it could be part of the reason I got kind of sick while I was first over there, because I was not hydrated enough.
Yeah.
But that is totally cool, because next time I go, I will know to pack. I don't know.
what?
Can you bring water actually onto airplanes? Maybe you can't.
What are you talking about? Like in your checked
Yeah.
luggage? Yeah.
Yeah, checked luggage. Just pack an
Why
extra
wouldn't you
piece of
just-
luggage.
Why wouldn't you just buy a bunch of water bottles?
Don't talk logistics to me. I just thought of this right now. So,
You're silly.
anyways, the water situation was dire. That brings me to another situation that was highly aggravating.
There were so many differences in the restaurant service. Just so I could go on and on how different going out to eat.
And to be
is.
clear, we're not complaining. We realized
We
that
had the best time
it
of our
was-
lives,
Yeah. We're going to get to the highlights
It's just
too.
different.
The
That's
difference
all.
in the amount of time you spend at a restaurant was staggering.
Mm-hmm.
In the United States, you go to a restaurant, the waitress comes over immediately, asks what you want to drink, comes back 5 minutes later, asks what you want to eat. You're usually out of there in under an hour.
Or like,
I mean, you can spend
sometimes-
more time, but
Sometimes like 20 to 30 minutes. I feel like the United States, the American way of life is we're always moving super fast and we want to get in and out quickly.
yeah. I mean, and the thing about it too is that, Germans are efficient people, I think, but not when it comes to meals. And same with across Europe. Everywhere we went, we did not
We ended up staying at restaurants for at least
an hour and a half.
At
I would say that was
least, yeah.
our least amount of time we spent.
the last night. We just we were like, okay, this is the way it is here.
Yep.
And we ended up staying at the restaurant for like 4 hours.
And it
or
was kind of
something.
fun, actually.
It was
but
nice.
I
to
would
just
never
relax.
be able to do that in my everyday life, because I just,
It takes up way too much time.
yeah. So please explain to us American heathens why you Europeans
Why
like
are you
to
enjoying
spend
your
so
meals
much
so
time.
much?
Why are you enjoying each other's company so much?
Yeah.
And
Why are you enjoying the taste of your food? Just shove it down.
so the waiters wouldn't come over for like 30 minutes or 40 minutes at a time.
And then we got back to the Atlanta airport in the United States, and we got 2 beers, 2 orders of fries in under 2 minutes.
Couple of fatties coming home to America. Yeah, give me the beer and fries, baby.
But they were so fast. We're just
Yeah.
so used to
I
getting
wanted to
everything
hug that woman.
instantly. I know, I did too. I was
wanted
like,
to kiss her on
"Thank
the
you."
head. So last little quirky thing was the train situation.
Oh, wait, hold on. I have one more restaurant thing.
Oh, okay, sure.
Well, to go with that, tipping. We had no idea how to tip. Like, we looked online, 5 to 10%. But then, like, if we just get a coffee, are we supposed to tip? Or, we just...
And this is something that Joe and Mary and Tom tried to explain to us.
Yeah, we just felt so guilty if we didn't leave a tip. And we knew we were probably being stupid by leaving
I still
too
gave
much.
tips.
I know.
I was just like,
we couldn't.
here
We
they
felt
go.
so bad. But besides the tipping thing, is when you were working and I was by myself, I went out to get coffee and I ordered my coffee and I took it back to the table, finished it, and then in the United States, when you go out to get coffee, you normally have to clean up your coffee dish and put it in a tray. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so
There was no bussing of the table.
Yes, it's called busting your table. So I took my stuff, all of my crap, and got up and walked around the coffee shop for like 5 minutes trying to look
What
for
do I
the...
do with my dirty dishes?
I know.
Please,
I walked
please
around,
let me clean
and
them.
I was in Bad Elster where they didn't speak English at all. So
Yeah.
I couldn't communicate to them what I was trying to do. And then I realized, oh, they don't do this here. I was just
Yeah.
supposed to leave it on the table. And so I was just wandering
So
the
this
restaurant.
is Bethany walking around with like her hands full of dishes, and she's
Yeah.
like, and everyone's probably looking
They
at
were
you.
just staring and
Like, what is that
yeah.
weird girl doing?
It was so awkward, and I ended up just putting it like at the cashier.
Here, take this.
Yeah, I just gave it to the cashier person, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And that was just one of the many awkward things that I did over there.
Yeah.
But that's kind of nice. You don't have to clean your own stuff up.
I guess it's part of the gig, being a restaurateur. So some highlights were...
What was your favorite part, Tyler, of the entire trip?
My favorite moment was absolutely Oktoberfest.
Mm-hmm.
Singing our song that we don't necessarily know if it's...
We just made up words.
Yeah, and it sounded something like this. Tell me, guys, if any of you are German, tell me if this is close to what it actually is. I'm prosting, prosting.
We said, I'm prosting.
Which obviously that's
And
like an
that's-
Americanized...
yeah, that's not what
we're
they were
making
saying.
prost into a
Verb?
yeah,
I
like
should know this. Yeah.
a something verb.
Yeah. But that's not what the words
A
were.
past
Prost
tense.
was in there, definitely.
prost
but
was
we
in
don't
there.
know what the other words were. But every time they sang that, you would have to cheers and drink your beer.
Yeah, and everybody, it was a hall, like a great hall full of thousands of people, all just crammed in together, beer everywhere.
And let me say this about the Germans. They were so nice.
Yes.
Every single German person we met was just overly friendly to us. Which
I didn't meet
we didn't
one
get everywhere.
Yeah, that was not the case in another country that starts with an F. But in Germany, yes, you people are just lovely
Yeah,
humans.
they befriended us and taught us the German ways, and we had a blast at Oktoberfest.
Right.
The beer was amazing.
The
The
beer
singing was fun, even though we didn't know the words.
We went 2 days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't necessarily... we thought we were just going to go one day. But
Yeah,
we
we
were
had
like,
so
we're
much
going
fun.
back the next day. So Oktoberfest, if you ever get a chance to go, do it. You will not regret it.
Yeah, that was like probably one of the best times of my life, I would say.
Absolutely. And we have pictures and all these fun memories now. Very close rival as far as just straight up enjoyment was Venice, which is an absolute opposite experience as far as it was just serene and peaceful and medieval, like otherworldly.
It was like we were in a completely different world.
It was just, there were buildings, all the buildings were just obviously really, really old and brick, and there were alleyways. It was just a labyrinth. And maybe you guys saw the video that I posted called Searching for a Guitar in Italy, or Searching for a New Guitar in Italy. And I tried to make it all cinematic and capture some of the shots of Venice because I was like, I want to remember this. And
The little narrow
Yeah.
alleyways were so cool.
and we're talking like 4.5 feet across in some of the places where and it's like a main foot traffic area where people are just coming through. And
getting there was so cool on the boat.
yeah, you flew into the airport, and then
We
was it
hopped
Marco
on a-
Polo Airport in Italy, and then get on a ferry and ride an hour and a half through these canals.
Well, there's many ways to get there, but
Yeah,
that's the way we
that's the way
chose.
we went.
We didn't go with a private.
Well, you
boat
all took
taxi,
the same
unfortunately.
path. You all took the same path.
I was jealous of those people. We're not to that level
yeah,
yet.
maybe next
we're
time
riding
we'll have a
coach
private.
and taking the.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
Me
but
neither.
I
It
think,
was freaking awesome.
I think the
gelato,
all the food,
the lasagna. Oh my god,
the food in Italy is the best in
it
the world.
was the best.
I had a pizza and a beer in an alleyway at about 9:00 at night. It
I
might have
will
been
never forget that lasagna.
that might be my perfect moment next to Oktoberfest is doing that. But again, the wait service slow, but I didn't mind. I didn't mind it there just because it was really great weather.
It was a little bit faster. I would say the fastest in Venice.
It was
Still
more.
slow.
It was more touristy, I guess, in certain
They were
points. So
catering to us.
they were used to us, having a certain expectation.
Mm-hmm.
Best parts of Paris.
Okay, Tyler, you make Paris sound a lot worse than it was.
Well, the problem
Paris
was it fell at the
awesome.
last part of our trip when we were ready to go home. I think.
It was a long trip.
Yeah.
We were ready to go home. We were tired. We had
planned
no
it-
clean clothes.
Yep.
Exhausted.
We planned it without having ever done this before, so we just kind of went all out. I don't regret anything. We got to see the Louvre.
Yeah, that was really cool.
We've seen,
The Eiffel Tower. The day we went to have our picnic by the Eiffel Tower was the most beautiful day. It was perfect weather.
the weather there overall was kind of hazy in each country. But that day, kind of the heavens opened up.
I know, we hardly saw the sun on this trip. It was really weird. And then we come back to Atlanta and it's 85 degrees and sunny.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So
The sun came out that day. It was
we saw
gorgeous.
the Mona Lisa in the Louvre and some Michelangelo.
I know. I feel like we were so tired. We didn't get to do everything we wanted to in Paris.
I'm glad we took a lot of pictures so we can go
Are we
back
going
and
to tell them
remember.
about the one waiter?
I don't think it's worth it. There was a one waiter who did not
He did not like us at all.
He-
I don't know why. We were so nice. We were being as nice as we could, and I think it's because we were wanting to. We had just gotten there. We were kind of in a rush.
Yeah.
I don't think he liked that.
Yeah, he wasn't pleased.
He was like, "You're not going to stay here for 3 hours."
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to bed, dude. It's like freaking
I know.
whatever
was
time it
late.
was. But as a whole, like I said, no complaints.
Oh my
Looking
God,
back
it was
on it,
so
the best
fun.
thing about memories is you only really remember when all the other stuff fades away. You just remember. I'm just going to remember Oktoberfest. I'm going to remember
Even the bad
Venice.
things are good memories.
Right.
You
It's
know?
just like that was funny.
Us almost missing our flight to Paris.
Oh yeah, we sprinted through the Swiss airports.
We had a 45-minute
in
layover,
Zurich.
and which turned into a 5-minute layover.
Right. So we sprinted about a half mile with our bags,
And I was in high heels.
and I was carrying your bag too because I was like, "Give me this!"
I was going too slow.
I was just like hulking
It's
out.
hard to run in heels. It was
Yeah.
very hard.
So that was.
But we made it by 30 seconds.
We made it by 30 seconds.
Yeah.
They closed the doors after we were on for within 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So every step was worth the energy.
But even that was super stressful. But looking back, it was kind of
I'm
funny.
gonna remember sprinting through that airport
know,
and
it
everyone
was-
looking at me like I'm a psycho. I was like, "Get out of the way!"
It was such a good trip. Oh my God.
Yeah. So from GitCon to Paris and everything in between, it was glorious, and we really couldn't have gone without the YouTube community who's helped us.
It's crazy.
It was a glorious thing, and we'll just leave it at that. I want to let you guys know where to find us on Twitter. You can follow me at MusicIsWin and on Instagram at MusicIsWin. Remember, go to Twitter and tweet at me and use the hashtag MIWFacemail. Send me a video message, and you could be
A
played.
question, a comment,
Yeah.
a song.
Anything
I mean,
you want.
anything.
If you want to feature like your band or something, I'll put that on there. I
Yeah.
don't care. So check that out. Bethany, what is your Instagram handle? Have you
My
figured that out yet?
I know my Instagram handle.
What is
that
it?
what it's called? A handle?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was Twitter. I'm so
the
bad
same
with this
thing.
stuff. My Instagram is Bethany Lars,
Mm-hmm.
Lars.
Cool.
And my Twitter
It's still
is
just a mystery.
I think it's BKLars07.
Okay.
So there you go.
I also want to let you guys know to sign up for Fretboard Friday, which is a once a week mailing list.
I love that email. Every Friday he sends out a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah. It's like a bullet point review of all the guitar awesomeness that I've been diving into that week.
I like it because it's not spammy whatsoever, you know?
Yeah. No spam. I don't like spam. So check all that stuff out. Everything.
5-star
Yeah.
review.
5-star review if you want to get your review read.
It's easy. We showed you how to do
Yeah.
it. Thanks,
Hopefully
Tyler,
that
for teaching us.
can be seen on the camera. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, thanks a lot for listening / watching. And we will see you guys next Monday. And until then.
Keep shredding.